I've uncovered a conspiracy. This video was supposed to be a companion piece to go along with my recent Instrument Makers episode about Cedar Mountain Mandolin. But in my research, I went down an unexpected rabbit hole, and I need to share with you. I have a 1962 bowlback mandolin made by the Japanese company Suzuki, and the Japanese instrument Taishikoto made by Suzuki as well. As I'm researching information about my mandolin, about my Taishikoto, and about Suzuki, nothing is making sense. Also, I only see instrument stuff. Don't they also make cars and motorcycles? I come to realize that Suzuki are all different companies. I thought it was like Yamaha that made flutes, lawnmowers, pianos, and ATVs, which is the same company. The older Suzuki company that made my mandolin here first started making shamisen before committing to violin by 1890. The founder, Masakichi Suzuki, was the first to bring violin production to Japan and eventually becoming globally renowned, even by Einstein himself as creating some of the best in the market at the time. Their growth was also helped by World War I, where Europe's production of violins were halted. At this point, they were pumping out hundreds of violins per day from their workshop. Masakichi's son, Shinichi Suzuki, is the one who founded the Suzuki method of learning instruments, which millions have learned, such as myself, and I'm sure many of you watching too. The original Suzuki company then branched out to building guitars and mandolins like mine here. They're still going strong, but now solely focus on the violin. Interestingly, they have been recommended by Ghibli Park as a fun workshop experience where you can tour the workshop, interact with the artisans, and even make your own souvenir violin bridge in their very fairy tale looking workshop. I'll head over at some point and report back. This other Suzuki is actually now the more prominent one, completely unrelated to the original Suzuki company. This Suzuki, founded by Maji Suzuki in 1953, first created harmonicas and melodicas and was responsible for the huge harmonica melodica boom that still exists in Japan. They introduced the omnichord and soon spread into making a wide array of instruments, including the guitar, Japanese instruments like Taishikoto, and mandolins too, and violins. Now here's the conspiracy. If you go to a music store or on Amazon to search for Suzuki violin, you'll find a newer Suzuki company's violin. Violin customers will potentially buy these Suzuki violins because they have equated it with the Suzuki violin brand or Suzuki music method, or at least it sounds familiar to them. But neither of those two are actually related to this instrument for sale. And furthermore, customers can't tell the difference because this other Suzuki makes great violins too. Basically, this other Suzuki hijacked the name brand that the original Suzuki has developed over 100 years. It is as if another and a new company called Apple created near identical iPhones and somehow made it onto Amazon before the original Apple did. And now basically hijacked the brand recognition that original Apple grew over many years. I'm sure the original Suzuki isn't happy about it. Share in the comments what you know about Suzuki.